Hello again. This is Charles Clarkson, Project Director of the Senior Medicare Patrol of New Jersey. Today we're going to delve further into some of the aspects of the Senior Medicare Patrol program. And to help us with that today, we have Ed Campbell, a volunteer for the Senior Medicare Patrol, who's a retired optometrist and works on very important issues. So Ed, tell us something about what you do for the Senior Medicare Patrol and what it's called.
Sure. I'm the captain, I guess, of the team that deals with complex interactions. We have simple interactions and complex. The simple ones, as the name says, are very simple and can be taken care of usually easily. Where the complex interactions require a little more research on our part, and we have to see exactly what's happening, and then we are here to help the beneficiaries to work through these problems and to get them straightened out.
And when you determine that there's fraud involved, what are the next steps for a complex interaction?
Well, to determine that fraud is involved, fraud is actually a legal term, and we need documentation to prove these things. Usually when we get a call from a beneficiary, they almost always say that they've been defrauded, and sometimes they have and sometimes they haven't. Fraud means that the person that they're complaining about actually was trying to defraud them.
So intentional.
And it was intentional,
fraud.
Right. More often we deal with things that are errors or people just don't understand the way the program should work.
Okay, now a number of years ago, you reminded me that you were involved in one of our large cases for genetic testing for us. Tell us something about that. Sure,
I can remember quite clearly. It was in April of 2015. We received a call from a beneficiary who thought that she'd been involved in a fraudulent scheme dealing with genetic testing. And this was the first time we'd heard of this in New Jersey and possibly throughout the country. But this was a case where fraudsters were going out and getting Medicare beneficiaries, unbeknownst to them, to get involved in this fraud, where they would get genetic testing done that Medicare would pay for. The problem is Medicare only paid for this for certain restricted conditions, which none of these beneficiaries ever had. And by the time this case worked its way through the court, it took about 3 or 4 years. Several people ended up in jail, and Medicare was owed about $2 million in refunds.
So in conclusion, remember, all Medicare beneficiaries should protect, detect, and report Medicare fraud so we could all save some of our tax dollars.